So, okay, that didn't start on time. So, as we're all aware, I didn't make a video on Monday or Friday. The reason why there was no video on Friday is because I had done 2 streams the same day. I did Killzone, and then I did Paladins. That was the other one. I did those 2 streams, both on Thursday. So there was no video on this channel on Friday. Today what we're going to talk about is the earthquake that happened in Mexico. They're predicting that it was a 7.1. I'm going to say blatantly it was at least a 7.4, not a 7.1. Reason why I'm saying that is, if you know where the fault lines are, it's kind of easy to tell. While readings can and will be off because of this factor. And also, we all know how the epicenters, well, not all of us know about the epicenters of the volcanic eruptions, which are the main leading cause to the fault shifting, to the earthquakes. Now, before I get into the main topic at hand, there was no video on Monday. There was no video on Tuesday. I'm actually postponing those videos for a very specific reason. I can't say just yet. It's a project I'm working on currently. So, hopefully, that will hopefully be done either next week or the week after, I'm hoping. As we all know, right now my schedule is 3 videos this channel, 2 videos on the other one. It used to previously be 3 videos and 1 other. So it was 4 days of recording and then 3 days off kind of thing. But as we all know, I work weekends and I generally get Tuesday, Wednesday off. So streams haven't been quite happening the way I had anticipated. Right now we are currently just live streaming stuff on YouTube. Now, quick little announcement here. Next stream is happening tomorrow. I believe it's happening tomorrow night, 10 p.m. PT. There we go. 10 p.m. PT is the start time. The end time should be running an hour long, at least, hopefully. So, with that out of the way, I'm going to jump straight into the news about the earthquake. Now, as we all know, I've done similar videos like this to the wildfire and a very, very poorly done terrorist one. You're not going to find the terrorist ones. Those have been since deleted. But if you've been with this channel for a little bit, you'll know what I'm talking about. But, anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're not here to talk about me and the videos I make. We are talking about the subject at hand. And so far, it's looking grim. That's really all I can say about that from my own personal opinion. Search and rescue teams in Mexico are actually actively trying to find survivors in a school. Now, they have heard a voice. Not once, not twice, but 3 different time intervals. They have heard a voice. Now, the interesting thing about this is the way the school collapsed, there has got to be an air pocket someplace. Now, they're trying to play this safe, kind of like a game of Jenga, more or less. I believe that's what it was, Jenga, where you take the one block out and then hope it doesn't fall. I think that was what the game was called. Anyways, it's just a giant game of Jenga, and it potentially has 1 or more persons that are in there. Now, they said the distinctive voice that they heard was feministic. Now, I know a lot of people will be a little literal about this, about the non-binary thing. Just stop right there. They've heard a feministic voice 3 times, Now, however you want to phrase that, whatever, gender fluid, I don't want to get into that. But anyways, however you want to phrase it and put it on the shelf, the box, whatever. They've heard the voice. They're actively trying to figure out where this voice is. So they're at the front end of the school trying to take all the rubble away. Currently, Mexico is sitting at a death toll of around 225 at this moment, and it is slowly climbing because they are slowly finding more bodies. Now, the school that collapsed, they kind of figured that more than half of the students are either deceased or missing. So, actually, more than half. I was wrong about that. That's about 80% that they're pretty sure about. Now, they've heard the one voice. The one voice signals that there is hope. That's number one. Number two, that also states that there could be other people that are still trapped in that same air pocket or in different air pockets. Now, some people, when they have shock, they cannot speak. But obviously, this person, even though they're in shock, they're still crying for help, which is a good thing to do whenever you're in a situation like that, but sometimes you physically cannot. Whether it's something that's on your throat so you can't speak, you can breathe, you can't speak, or something on your chest compressing you so that you are losing air. You can barely breathe, so how are you going to find time to scream for help, obviously? So, that being said, they're actively searching. They've already got one voice that they have heard distinctly, so they are actively trying to go and get to that voice. Now, there are a few different areas in Mexico that had been hit. The death toll, as far as I know, is exactly what I said. That's what it's sitting at right now. It's probably going to climb within the next few minutes to hours to days, because one never knows until they clear all of the rubble. Now, that being said, let's talk about the rest of the earthquake in the affecting area. Now, we already know they had the main earthquake. The thing is, that's interesting, is the aftershock hasn't actually kicked in yet. Now, when that aftershock hits, whoever's searching for somebody is going to have to act quickly, because chances are more buildings are going to collapse. As far as I know, their aftershock hasn't happened yet. So I'm guessing it's either going to happen there or it's going to happen in a surrounding area. By the sounds of it, what the aftershock actually was in the surrounding areas of where the main one hit. Now, that's quite interesting because normally the aftershock affects the main area that had been hit a couple hours after. Now, that didn't exactly happen. What ended up happening is a bunch of people started reporting on the news, social media, and a bunch of other things that the aftershock actually hit the surrounding areas of where the main one had hit. Now, this isn't necessarily normal, but it's not abnormal. Reason why I'm saying that is because if you're aware of where the fault lines are, it can travel across the fault lines. And I know a lot of people are going to blame it on global warming. That's not really the case. We are actually going into an ice age right now, and our tectonic plates need to shift. It's not because we're fracking. It's not because we're digging too close to the wells, so to speak. It's literally Earth's way of entering its cooling down process. Now, it happens every 1,000 years. First came the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs got wiped out. What happened? Ice Age. Ice Age ended. Those got wiped out. Then what happened? That's when you get the story of the Adam and Eve. So, that being said, it's quite interesting. It sucks for the families that are involved in this because they just lost a bunch of kids in an elementary school and a few other places friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, lovers, husband, wives, what have you. A lot of people have lost. But as far as it goes, the situation is looking brighter at the moment. Just as long as another chain reaction doesn't trigger. Now, if, for say, the plates shifted a little more after the aftershock had hit, because it might be hanging up on something right now, chances are there's going to be more devastation than what there was right now. But for the moment, things are looking up for them. Hopefully they have whoever they believe in on their side, if they believe in anyone at all, or anything. Put it this way, hopefully the creator's on their side. Whichever you have it, Big Bang, God, Buddha, whichever person or persons or entity you believe in is on their side. So, that being said, that's all the information I'm going to share. I know there's a lot more that I could cover that I actually do know about. But I just figured I'd make this a rather quick one rather than writing it out. By the time you guys see this, it's going to be literally time for me to go to sleep. Yeah. A for effort. But, anyways, if you liked this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I normally don't do videos like this because it kind of sucks to talk about. And it's not something I'll make a lot of jokes throughout or in. I'll try to be as politically correct as possible. That's impossible for me to do, but I'll try it. And then I'll also try to do whatever that other thing was. Yeah, that. When I was talking about the binary thing. Whatever. I'll mention that. I do not care. Male, female, non-binary, cat, dog, squirrel. We're all life forms. It doesn't really matter. So, anyways, I hope you're having a fantastic 2017. And if you're not, I hope it gets better for you. Peace. See you all in the next video on Friday.